Hello everybody, how you all doing? My name is Rafael and today I have a very interesting video for you guys. So as you may or may not know, the Summit level 10 XP farm has been taken out of the game. The developers were unhappy about it, so it's no longer a thing, which left a lot of players wondering what is the best way to farm XP now. A fellow division agent and redditor named Mayers, apologies if I pronounced that name wrong, was kind enough to share with the rest of the community their findings. Mayers pretty much did a bunch of open world activities on challenging and heroic difficulty with anywhere from 3 to 5 directives and put together this graph. I want to be very clear that first of all, I asked for his permission in order to use this graph and his post on my video, and he said that it's completely fine. And I want to be completely clear about the purpose of this video. The purpose of this video is not to tell you this is the best method, go ahead and farm only this open world activity, but to actually give you a general idea, an understanding of how much each activity should reward you. And after you have all the data, after you have all the information, to be able to make a decision for yourself. I'm not here to tell you how you should play the game or what type of open world activity you should farm for the most. I'm here to give you information about how much XP open world activities will reward you with, and from there on you can make a decision on which open world activity you want to do by yourself. Now, what is very interesting about this graph is that it actually has an actual XP tab. Mayers explains in a comment, I sampled my actual XP before and after each activity, so this accounts for headshot kills, NPC kills, etc. This would give you an idea of the amount of XP each of these activities would award a solo player. Now, that's a very important distinction between advertised XP and actual XP. Simply because the advertised XP is what, if you open your minimap and go over an activity, is the amount of XP that the game says you're gonna get. However, the actual XP you're gonna get after completing an activity is much more, because the advertised XP doesn't take into consideration the XP you're gonna get from kills, from headshot, from weak points and things like that. Now, obviously, because headshot kills reward you with more XP, because weak points give you more XP and things like that, the actual XP might be different from player to player and from activity to activity, because I can clear a control point, I get, let's say, 15 headshots and 5 weak points destroyed, and then I can clear another control point and get 0 headshots and 0 weak points destroyed. Obviously, that's gonna affect my actual XP. However, the difference that there might be from one control point to another is not big enough to make this graph unreliable. So let's take a look at the graph. Mayers was also kind enough to include a tab with a percentage of a level each activity rewards players with. As you can see, there are 4 activities that will reward you with more than 1 SHD level. Warhound Convoys on Heroic with 5 directives offers the highest XP in the entire game, and that's 958,000, 136% of an SHD level. At spot number 2, we have Elite Resource Convoys on Heroic with 5 directives. Those offer 811,000 XP, which is 115% of an SHD level. Control points on Heroic with 5 directives are at spot number 3, offering 731,000 XP, which pretty much is 105% of an SHD level. Then on spot number 4, we have Warhound Convoys again, but this time on challenging with 5 directives. Those will reward you with 706,000 XP, which is just about enough for an SHD level. So if the only thing that you care about is, which activity will give you the most amount of XP, those 4 are your best bets. However, there is another very important aspect that we need to talk about, and that's time to complete those activities. For example, at spot number 9, we have Resource Convoys on Heroic difficulty with 4 directives, rewarding you 89% of an SHD level, which is 624,000 XP. A Heroic control point with 4 directives on rewarded me 666,000 XP, which is around 95% of an SHD level. that amount of XP will put this activity on spot number 7 on the list. The graph, however, doesn't showcase a couple of activities, and this is one of them, so I had to get that number more myself. So if we compare the two activities, Heroic Control Point with 4 directives on and Resource Convoy on Heroic Difficulty with 4 directives, we will see that the Control Point will reward me with around 50k more XP. So you might think, well, the Control Point is the way to go. However, even though a Heroic Control Point with 4 directives has better rewards than a Resource Convoy on Heroic Difficulty with 4 directives, it takes significantly longer to complete the Control Point, to the point where you could complete at least 2 Resource Convoys, maybe even 3 in the exact same time that it would take for you to complete 1 Control Point. This graph makes it very clear which activities are the most rewarding. You can decide for yourselves which way you want to farm your SHD levels. However, in case you're interested in my opinion, I would recommend you to go after Warhound Convoys or Resource Convoys on whatever difficulty and with any amount of directives you feel comfortable with. Both Warhound and Resource Convoys are relatively easy to complete and very fast. There is no point in me telling you you have to use 5 directives in case you're not able to complete those activities with 5 directives. Each player has different preferences, has different playstyle, some are better than others, so it comes down to every individual to play with as many directives as he feels comfortable with, and with as many directives is actually efficient to play with, because there's no point in playing with 5 directives if it takes you 20 minutes to clear a control point, when you could play with 3 directives and clear that control point in 5 minutes, right? I'm not gonna lie to you, as you might have noticed from previous my videos, I mostly play without any directives, but for the sake of this video I turned them on, and I can say that I had a very fun time. I had 4 directives enabled, and that's because the 5th one pretty much fucked up my skill cooldowns, and I had a skill build, so I didn't like that one, so I took that off. But other than that, I can say that I had a lot of fun playing with directives. Obviously, they offer a different challenge, a unique experience compared to what I was used to, and they need the player to adapt a little bit in order to complete activities. However, it was definitely worth it because the XP gains are actually worth it, and because it was a very fun experience. And because it's also quite fun to play the game I've been playing every single day for the last year or so in a completely different way, and find out that, you know what, I'm struggling here. So yeah, I hope that you find the video helpful. If you did, please make sure to drop a like and subscribe for more content. I will have down below in the description the link to the post of Mayer's. Make sure to go and check that out as well. Thank you for watching. Have a wonderful day, everybody. Bye bye.